Most people completely misunderstand what it takes to legally start a company in Laos, and because of that misunderstanding, they either ignore one of the most quietly strategic business locations in Southeast Asia, or they jump in blindly and get stuck in paperwork delays, unclear requirements, and unexpected approval bottlenecks that could have been avoided from the very beginning. And that is exactly what happened to Emily, a 36-year-old entrepreneur from San Diego, who had been exploring opportunities across Southeast Asia for her import-export business. At first, Laos was not even on her list. She was focused on Thailand, Vietnam, and Singapore. Countries with big headlines, strong tourism, and well-known business ecosystems. But one conversation changed everything. A regional trade advisor told her something she didn't expect. He said, "If you're looking for a low-competition, strategically located market between Thailand, Vietnam, and China, Laos is one of the most overlooked entry points for long-term regional positioning." Emily didn't take it seriously at first. Laos sounded too small, too quiet, too underdeveloped compared to its neighbors. But then she discovered something important. Laos has been gradually opening its economy to foreign investment, and while the system is not as fast or as digital as Singapore or Malaysia, it offers structured pathways for foreign-owned companies, including LLC-style entities, often registered as limited companies. And that is where the real journey begins. Because Emily assumed registering a company would be simple. Choose a name, submit documents, get approval, and start operating. But what she discovered instead was a multi-step process that required careful coordination between business registration authorities, investment licensing departments, and tax registration offices. And here's where things get interesting. Because in Laos, success is not about rushing the process. It is about understanding the order of operations. But before we break down the exact steps, you need to understand something critical. An LLC in Laos, commonly structured as a limited company, is more than just a legal formality. It is your official gateway into the Lao business system. Without it, you cannot legally sign contracts, open a corporate bank account, hire employees, or operate commercially in most sectors. And for foreign investors, there is an added layer. In many cases, foreign-owned businesses require approval under the Foreign Investment Framework, which is typically coordinated through government agencies responsible for planning and investment. Now let's step into Emily's story. She arrives in Vientiane, the capital city, expecting a straightforward registration process. She meets a local consultant named Daniel, a Lao American advisor, who has helped dozens of foreign entrepreneurs establish companies in the region. And the first thing he tells her immediately reframes everything. He says, in Laos, the biggest mistake foreigners make is assuming business registration is one single process. It is actually a sequence of approvals that must align perfectly. Emily thinks she understands, but she doesn't yet realize how important that alignment really is. Because the first step is not paperwork, it is strategy. And here's the problem most people face right away. They try to register a company before they define the structure of their business in a way that fits local regulations. But in Laos, your business activity determines whether you qualify for certain approvals, what level of foreign ownership is allowed, and how long the entire process will take. So Daniel asks Emily a simple question. What exactly is your business model in Laos? She says, import and distribution of consumer goods across Southeast Asia. And he immediately pauses. Because that is too broad. And this is where many applications start to slow down or get rejected. So he helps her refine it into something more precise: wholesale import and regional distribution of packaged consumer goods. And that small adjustment becomes the foundation of everything that follows. But here's where things get even more important. Because once your business activity is defined, the next step is understanding the investment structure. In Laos, foreign companies often go through an investment registration process before or alongside business registration, depending on the sector and ownership level. And this is where another entrepreneur, Michael from Texas, ran into major delays. Michael tried to register a logistics company remotely, without fully understanding that certain sectors require prior investment approval before enterprise registration can even be finalized. He assumed everything would be handled in one application. But his file was paused for review. Why? Because Laos treats foreign investment and company registration as connected but distinct processes. And if you mix them up, your timeline expands quickly. But here's where things start to become clearer. The next step is name reservation and company structure approval. Emily submits 3 company names. 2 are rejected because they are already in use or too similar to existing entities. The third is accepted, but only after minor adjustments to comply with local naming conventions. And this is where Daniel gives her another key insight. He says, in Laos, naming is not branding first. It is compliance first. That means your company name must fit within regulatory expectations before it can reflect marketing creativity. And once the name is approved, you move into document preparation. This is where most of the complexity begins. Because now you must prepare your company charter, shareholder structure, registered address, and investment plan if applicable. And this is where David, another entrepreneur from California, nearly gave up entirely. David attempted to register a consulting company without understanding that his ownership structure needed to align with foreign investment rules. He assumed he could own 100% of the company without restrictions. But in certain sectors in Laos, foreign ownership may require specific approvals or partnerships, depending on industry classification. And his application was delayed while regulators reviewed compliance alignment. And this is where the emotional pressure starts building. Because delays mean uncertainty. And uncertainty makes many entrepreneurs abandon the process entirely. But here's the insight Daniel shares with Emily that changes everything. He says, Laos is not difficult. It is sequential. If your steps are in the right order, everything flows. And that becomes the turning point. Because once you understand sequence, the process stops feeling chaotic. So Emily begins preparing everything properly. She collects notarized documents, translates shareholder agreements, defines her capital structure, and ensures her business activity matches her intended operations. And that preparation pays off. Because when she submits her application through the enterprise registration system, the review process moves forward without major objections. But here's where things get even more interesting. Because company registration in Laos is not just one approval. It is multiple layers. First, enterprise registration approval. Then tax registration. Then, depending on your activity, additional licensing or operational permissions. And this is where many foreign founders misunderstand the timeline. They think approval means they are ready to operate. But in reality, approval is just the beginning of legal recognition. After enterprise registration, Emily receives her official company certificate. And that moment feels like a milestone. But Daniel immediately reminds her, you are not operational yet. You are legally recognized, but not fully active. Because next comes tax registration. And this is where Michael, another entrepreneur, encountered a delay he did not anticipate. He assumed tax registration would be automatic after company approval. But in Laos, you must register separately with the tax authorities, obtain a tax identification number, and confirm your business activity classification. And this classification matters more than most people realize. Because it determines reporting obligations, tax rates, and compliance requirements. And if your classification does not match your registered business activity, you may face delays or corrections. But Emily avoids this mistake because she aligns everything in advance. And that alignment makes the process smoother. But here's where things shift again. Because now she must open a corporate bank account. And this step is often more complex than registration itself. Banks in Laos require company documents, shareholder identification, proof of business activity, and sometimes in-person verification depending on the institution. And this is where Jessica, another founder from New York, struggled the most. She had completed company registration successfully. She had tax registration approved. But her bank account application was delayed due to incomplete documentation and inconsistent translations. And this is the moment many entrepreneurs realize something important. Legal registration and operational readiness are two different systems. But Emily learned from these examples. So she prepared everything in advance. Certified translations, shareholder verification documents, business contracts, and proof of operational intent. And because of that, her banking approval moved faster than expected. But here's the deeper insight. In Laos, relationships and preparation often matter as much as paperwork accuracy. Not in a way that replaces legal requirements, but in a way that supports communication, clarifies intent, and reduces misunderstandings during review processes. And that is the real key to success. Because when you zoom out, registering an LLC in Laos is not just a bureaucratic process. It is a structured journey through interconnected systems that include investment approval, business registration, tax classification, and banking setup. And once you understand that structure, everything becomes far more predictable. Emily realizes she is no longer guessing. She is operating within a system she understands. And that shift changes her entire confidence level. But here's a curiosity loop most people never consider. Because Laos is not just about registration. It is about positioning. The country is part of major regional trade routes, and businesses registered there can often benefit from access to cross-border trade opportunities with Thailand, Vietnam, and China. And this is where strategic entrepreneurs begin to see long-term value beyond just company formation. But only if they set up correctly from the beginning. Because mistakes in structure can limit future expansion options. So let's bring everything together clearly. First, you define your business activity with precision and compliance in mind. Second, you secure name approval that aligns with regulatory standards. Third, you prepare and submit your investment and enterprise registration documents in the correct sequence. Fourth, you complete tax registration and classification. And finally, you open a corporate bank account to activate full operations. Each step builds on the previous one. And skipping or misordering even one step can slow everything down. But when done correctly, the process becomes logical and manageable. And here is the final insight that ties everything together. Most people think registering a company in a country like Laos is about overcoming bureaucracy. But in reality, it is about understanding structure. Once you understand structure, you gain control. And once you gain control, international business stops feeling unpredictable and starts becoming strategic. Emily, Michael, David, and Jessica all started with uncertainty. But the ones who succeeded were the ones who respected the process instead of rushing it. And that is the real lesson here. Laos is not a difficult place to register a company. It is a structured place with a defined system. And structured systems reward people who prepare, align, and execute step by step. So if you are considering registering an LLC in Laos, the real question is not whether it is possible. It is whether you are ready to follow the sequence correctly from start to finish. Because once you do, you will realize something powerful. Global opportunity is not random. It is navigable. And when you understand how to navigate it, you unlock options most people never even see. And if you found this guide helpful, and want more deep breakdowns of international company formation and global business strategies, make sure to subscribe to the channel. Because the next guide might completely change the way you see global business opportunities.